The purpose of the platform is to connect independent artists with influencers to break their music across all social media platforms. So just think about, any independent artist that doesn't have access to a label or access to an agency or access to a DJ or A&R. How do they get connected with these people so that they can, collaborate and get advice or get marketing? The only way they can do it is through DMs. And as an influencer yourself, your inbox is full of BS DMs.
It's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
so these influencers, these DJs and these A&Rs, they really want to hear this music, but it's so much fluff in there that, they don't even take the time to kind of dig through it. So what we've done is we've created, a marketplace, a sandbox where these two different sides of the marketplace can interact in a safe and organized environment. So if you're an influencer, A&R, DJ, a radio personality, anybody on Breakr, and you get a submission on Breakr, you know that it's legitimate business. And as an artist, instead of sending your money willy-nilly through PayPal, through Venmo, and all this other stuff, we have a secure system where, as an artist, if you decide to pay an influencer or a DJ or somebody on Breakr, there's an escrow system in the middle. And the influencers have to actually deliver us a link back to what they created. So they have to actually do what they say they're going to do, and we have to verify it before we actually send them your money. And if they don't, we send you your money back. So it's a very safe and secure environment for artists to come and pay TikTokers, Instagrammers, DJs, influencers, A&Rs, you name it. And it's a place that influencers can also come to monetize their platforms really easily by promoting independent music.
Okay. So I was watching another video on YouTube and they were saying basically any type of influencers. I know you were saying DJs and A&R specifically, but they were mentioning how like makeup artists and different influencers and different niches can be able to monetize.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our world, anybody that owns what we call digital real estate has the ability to be an influencer. We don't care if you got 2,000 followers. We don't care if you got 2 million. If you own any type of digital real estate, your airspace, you control you control what music is played, what visual, is shown, your following is valuable. So let's just say, man, I only got 500 followers. There's some artist somewhere that got $5 for me to expose his music to my 500 followers. So we don't care if you're a makeup artist, a tap dancer, you could be making balloon animals. That real estate is very valuable to an artist because music discovery first these days is, okay, I'm on my timeline following people that I trust, people that I like, and I hear a dope song playing behind their video. I'm looking in the comments trying to figure out what song this is. So that's valuable real estate for an artist because now if it's this up and coming artist song behind your makeup video, your cooking video as a chef, that's 500 new people that's going to hear their music. So it's valuable for you to come on. Any type of content that you're making, it typically is more than likely 9 times out of 10, you're looking for some music to put behind it. And the struggle for a lot of curators, a lot of creators is finding music to put behind it because most times it gets taken down because it's label music. While on
Right.
Breakr, while on Breakr, it's all independent artist music, and they're actually paying you to put their music in your content. So it's a win-win situation.
Okay. So the process of signing up. So if you can explain the process of signing up on both the artist and the influencer side, because I know I had to be like approved as an influencer on the app. So explain the process on like both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're an artist, you sign up and you get automatic entry. But there is a bit of a barrier right now because we're still in early access. We're still rolling out new features. So we are like being very thorough in the way that we're curating the influencers that are on Breakr. And I don't think there'll ever be a day where anybody could just sign up for Breakr. That's a way that we protect the artists. Because people got fake followers, people getting fake likes, people getting fake views. So, there is a bit of an approval, process in place right now. And, it's not too hard to get in. Like if you just DM one of us and you say, hey, I just signed up, we'll go in and just do a little eye test. All right, you got 10,000 followers, you got 10 likes. You probably shouldn't be on Breakr, but
Right.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or how small your following is, as long as it's legitimate and as long as it's legitimate and your engagement makes sense, we'll let you on Breakr.
Okay. So, just a little bit of the background about the creators of the app. Like, was it a particular problem that was looking to be resolved when they created the app? Like, do you know a little bit about their story?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am one of the founders
Okay.
I am one of the founders of Breakr. Uh,
Okay.
Breakr was started by myself and three of my fraternity brothers. Two of them are my line brothers, Daniel and Amir, and our Prophyte. That's our older fraternity brother, who's Amir's older brother. And it kind of grew out of Amir, Daniel, and I. We're the younger bros. We started out throwing parties at Florida A&M University, and we eventually grew that party brand. We started doing homecoming, and we took it on tour. A tour called Carpe Diem, which we still do this summer. Which we still did a couple of parties this summer. Um, but the main thing we noticed was that independent artists was always chasing us down, trying to get their music played by the DJs. Like as an indie, it's like, all right, man, I'm trying to get my song played in this club right now.
Right.
And as promoters, if they can't get directly to the DJ, they're gonna come to us. And they were willing to pay. And obviously the DJ is willing to play the song, but the process is all messed up. Like you can't run up on a DJ in the middle of a party with a
Right. Like, we don't know what kind of music we getting into with this.
exactly,
They might throw off
exactly.
the vibe.
Exactly. So he didn't, they don't have the ability to hear the song. Amir tried to do it like via like spreadsheets. He's like taking artist orders and passing his money to the DJs, and it's like it's so chaotic. He tried to do it manually, but we just realized that it was very inefficient. So a few years later, Amir he graduates and goes to work at Adobe, and he comes back and he's like, "Yo, there's definitely a way that we could put some technology in the middle and make this a seamless process." So we set out through technology to create a platform where, let's just say DJ Scream, for example, he was DJing in Atlanta on a Saturday. He could go onto our platform that Monday before, create an event, what we call a campaign, attach a price to it, a date and a time, and then create a link that he could send out to people that's always DMing him and hitting them up about playing their music. And it's like, yo, don't DM me no more. Come to this link, which is essentially my store. You can see where I'm DJing, how much it costs for me to play your song, and then they can submit. And then when he got all the submissions during his set, he could play the song, take a little video, pop that back into the app, and then you exchange the money for the content at that point. So everybody's satisfied. The song got played, the money got secured, everybody's good at that point. So we set out to do that, and we actually accomplished that. But the moment we accomplished that, COVID hit, and we were forced to open it up to all creators, which actually, was a blessing because you look at music marketing now, it's like we can't still be chasing DJs. It's like, man, digital marketing is everything. You got Old Town Road, you got the biggest songs in the world going viral off TikTok dances. So, COVID actually ended up being a blessing to us because it opened our, it opened our thought process. It allowed us to see the bigger world outside of just connecting DJs and artists.
Okay, and I was just gonna ask about, has COVID kind of had you guys pivot the company or pivot opening up to creators? And I saw you did something with DJ Scream actually recently.
Absolutely,
Y'all
absolutely.
had some really good people that y'all partnered with so far, and I saw the showcase in Chicago recently.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man, COVID, actually shaped the company. Breakr was one thing before COVID hit, and after COVID hit, it forced us to pivot, and it like turned us on to something that was way greater, than what we had, and it really allowed us to be a blessing, in the midst of a pandemic, for both artists and influencers. Artists didn't have a way to get their music out. They couldn't go to open mics, for example,
Right.
or chase down DJs because there were no live events. They couldn't be, nobody was outside, so they couldn't be out passing out flash drive CDs, tagging stop signs, doing what they do because it was totally ineffective. And then on the other side of the coin, you had DJs and influencers. You had DJs who was used to making money weekly,
Right.
going in clubs, and now the clubs closed.
Right.
And then you had people that was outside, had certain gigs, that they no longer have. So now it's like Breakr was a means of staying in your house.
Right.
Artists needed a way to get their music out, so we connected them with the influencers and the DJs, and the DJs and A&Rs needed ways to make money. So then they started doing these listening sessions like, you see DJ Scream do. You have certain A&Rs that come on. Yeah, Ali, for example. He'll give feedback to artists and, give away beats and stuff like that. DJ EFN from Drink Champs is another great partner of ours. So in the midst of a pandemic, man, we we created a way for people to make money online, and also for artists to have a way to market their music online.
Okay, and it also was right in time for influencer culture, where influencer culture is pretty much getting very popular now because, as you said, it's now a part of companies or artists, anyone's digital marketing campaign. And there's influencers in every niche. There's lawyers that's influencers that might need to make content. There's people that own food trucks and they're very popular. Like, there's a lot here in Atlanta that own food trucks, restaurants, and everybody has to post content. We're in a content era right now. So y'all came right on time. So tell me about the Music Breaker Radio, and I noticed that feature on the website.
The Music Breaker Radio. Oh, okay. So we don't have a radio per se, but on our landing page, we do have an area where we feature different artists, feature different songs, and then just people that have been like long time on the platform. If you got a hot song, some of our curators, some of the team, will find something dope and just put it up there. And we're not streaming, or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting like ridiculous plays on that music, like 50,000 a week type vibes, where people are getting like real listens on there. So there may come a day where we're actually streaming that, or it becomes some type of radio. But as of now, it's just some kind of some cool music for the landing page. But artists really appreciate being up there because they're getting real listens. And I mean, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing at Breakr. We're just outside of, having artists come to the platform and pay influencers for marketing, we're doing a bunch of other initiatives, really lending our platform to artists. For example, if you're on Breakr, you might end up the song of the week, or, we might feature you on a certain day. We also run different contests, like that open mic was a free event where people competed. They had the opportunity to perform, in front of like 100 people, which was dope. They earned some free studio time from Static Quo Studios in Chicago. We ran a number of contests. We were able to put somebody on stage at Rolling Loud. We put somebody on stage at Made in America. We put somebody on stage at Nobody's Home. We're about to start doing something else, for Rolling Loud New York as well. So, in addition to, just being on Breakr and, collaborating with influencers, we like to bring a bunch of free opportunities as well. Complimentary yet very expensive opportunities to artists as well. So because we're trying to build more of a community. We don't want to just be like an eBay,
Right.
Shopify. We want to, build a community where artists can collaborate, where artists, influencers can collaborate, come through for legal advice, or just all types of different things that we're trying to implement to make our community greater.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. What else can people look forward to as far as more features on the app or more incentives on the app? And that's good. You all are trying to actually help with real opportunities, because studio time, especially at good studios, is needed.
Absolutely.
So how does the influencer payouts work? Once I get signed up on the app and people start, I go put up my campaigns and people start submitting to my campaigns and I accept payments, how does the payouts work?
Yeah, so once people start submitting your campaigns, the date, your go live date will come, and you go out and execute whatever said activity. You were gonna post a TikTok, post to Instagram, do some gaming on Twitch, whatever you're gonna do. After you do that, you give us the link back. There's a place on the platform for you to give the link back to whatever you created. Our team goes in and verifies it. And our in-app payment processor is Stripe. So if people don't know about Stripe, Stripe is basically PayPal, like PayPal, but it's within.
Influencers should know about Stripe.
Yeah. So it's within the platform. So if you know Stripe, some call Stripe Connect. You connect to it, and the very first payout takes up to 4 days. Well, up to 5 days. I'm sorry. It takes up to 5 days. And that's just Stripe's requirement to make sure it's not no type of scams or, no weirdo stuff going on. But then after that, after you complete a campaign, we verified you have your money within 48 hours.
Okay, that's hard.
So, what I'm saying? And I think that's very unique, right? Because a lot of people that, that are at agencies, and collaborate with these bigger companies. They got like, net 30 days,
Yeah, that 30 is so long. They take so long. And then sometimes the agencies want to cut and, you know.
Oh, yeah. And on a percentage basis, we only take 10%.
Okay.
Where a lot of agencies, may be around, 25, 30%, and that's because we're in the tech world. We're not looking to, make a killing off what you're making. We're just, just keeping the lights on, essentially, making sure the app is functional. We're only taking 10%, $1 on every $10 that you make. So, yeah.
All right, team. Well, thank you so much for your time.